Hey, howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. Good to see y'all. Thanks for stopping in. Today's not a gear demo. Today is a guitar theoretical improvising based video. A lot of people ask me sometimes, like, after gigs and whatnot, what are you thinking of when you're improvising, when you're soloing, and what scales are you using, all that. Well, it's a little bit deeper than that, but I want to go a little surface layer today, and what we're going to talk about is utilizing the whole fretboard by using your modes. And I'm not going to explain the modes today. If you don't know all of your major modes, like for each scale degree of a major scale, you should definitely learn that. It's something that you should get into your hands and into your head. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to use all of my modes within, or most of them, within the G major scale, because we're going to improvise over top of a vamp in E minor. E minor, theoretically, is the relative minor of G major. So, if I utilize all of the notes in the G major scale, I'm sticking right within the parameters of that E minor groove. Now, using that and using my pentatonic knowledge in terms of the pentatonic scale is generally what I do every time I'm soloing. Those are the things I'm taking from. And the vamp, if you don't know what that is, a vamp is a one chord thing. So someone calls like, hey, we're going to jam in E minor. You just know that that's the static, like, underbelly of the harmony. So Ionian through Aeolian is what I'm going to utilize, and my pentatonic scale. I'm using the Teleport, which is a brand new product from my buddy Michael Palmisano at Guitar Gate, which is a really cool loop pedal, but it's more than that. It is a social platform to share stems. So I can, like, create a loop, for instance, and I can send it to Michael. If I'm writing a new song or something, I'm like, hey, what would you play over this? I can actually teleport it to him because he has the product too, and it uploads through his mobile app. I'm going to do a whole video about the teleport, but it's really cool. It has drums on it, so there's an eighth note hi-hat groove that we're going to play with the vamp, which I pre-recorded right before this. So that's wordy. But what we're going to do is just improvise over this loop, and like I said, just using my major scale, so G major, all my modes, and the E minor pentatonic over top of this. So I can kind of show you what you have at your fingertips. So here's the loop. So, clams and all, it's part of the game. But what you might have noticed is I was going from the nut up to the top of the register, completely soulfully navigating over top of that that jam and listening to it and responding to it. And it's just a really cool way for you to utilize the breadth of the fretboard. If you learn your triads and you learn your modes, I'm telling you, that unlocks every single thing about playing guitar and what makes guitar fun. Is just knowing the fretboard, knowing where the notes you want, where you can grab them. It's a huge game-changing moment. It makes playing this instrument so much more fun. So there will be a time when I get deeper in the weeds with explaining the modes and explaining triads, but I just wanted to put this out there for anyone that already kind of wraps their head around this and can understand and navigate the fretboard using these tools. It really will be a lot of fun for you to explore all the different keys and different ways that you can implement this. The one thing I will say that was different, and you heard, anytime you heard a weird note, it was because I played a C major. Well, not a C major, I didn't play a chord, but I played a C instead of playing a C sharp, which in this case, in G major, there is a C. That's the fourth scale degree of G major. So it would make sense. But that C against that E, that wants to pull you to B. Watch. It's a very tense note. And the other way, if I go to C sharp, there's a little bit more, it's less of a rub and more of like a pleasing, I don't know, pleasing sound to the ear, I would say. But, you know, you can still use that tension. As passing tones, and if you want to get a little bit tense, it will work in a plethora of different ways. It's not a wrong note. It's just a choice. So anyway, that's really it for today. I just wanted to kind of jump into that and show you really quick how fun it is to incorporate all that stuff. And you heard me playing blues licks and you heard me playing my modes and trying to create melody, right? And that's the point. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. See you next time.